many different forms of Christianity and things that believe in God. So many things that subscribe to the roots of the Judeo-Christian infrastructure will tell you that if you're not practicing their specific brand of worship to God, you're going to hell. Like, oh, yeah, it's really nice that you spend all your time doing charitable works. It's really nice that you are good to your fellow man. It's really nice that you go to your church a couple times a week. It's really nice that you try and put God first in your life. But you know what? Ultimately, you're not practicing this obscure part of our particular doctrine. So as great a person as you've been your entire life, you're destined for hell. Too bad, so sad, I'm sorry. And that just doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I can't believe that it would be so exclusive and to the letter. And the whole thing like, oh, you're not going to get into heaven unless you're baptized. Ooh, old argument about kids that die before they get a chance to have their baptism. Yeah. All those things seem to make absolutely no sense whatsoever. And I love the fact that Pope Francis came out and said, you don't have to be Catholic to get into heaven. Just be a good person. Wonderful. Love it. Man of the year for every year that he's been the Pope. War. No more. Never again. This is how a pope should be acting, if you ask me. Of course, I'm not Catholic, so, the whole reformer stance that he takes might not be as much of an attack or a perceived attack on my way of life because, like I said, not Catholic. Ooh, the other thing he said is like, don't drive around in a pricey car. You got to get from A to B, but it hurts me when I see a priest in a Mercedes. Yeah. Don't get rich off of the Catholic Church. Now he's really, like I attempted to get out before, he has really set the papal cat amongst the pigeons. The theories of evolution and the Big Bang are real, and God is not a magician with a magic wand. This is what Pope Francis has declared. Where did he do it? He did it at the Pontifical Academy of Sciences, the merger of religion and science. He made comments which experts say put an end to pseudo-theories of creationism and intelligent design that some argue were encouraged by the guy that came before him, Benedict. And I think what you're seeing here is I think you're seeing the Pope go, oh, God, a lot of this stuff is extraordinarily tough to deny. That whole science thing, using that piece of gray matter that the Lord put between our ears to figure out how the world works, there's some rather irrefutable stuff that's hard to deny coming about as a result of that. And if we just stick to our, nope, the earth is, just a couple thousand years old and made in 7 days. And if we stick to that religiously, I think we're going to lose people. It's the idea that God had to evolve the same way the rest of the world did to survive. Francis said that both scientific theories were not incompatible with the existence of a creator. He said that they require it. He said, when we read about creation in Genesis, we run the risk of imagining God was a magician. But that is not so. Right on, new Pope. Why is banging a lot of women a good idea? Well, it prevents cancer, apparently. We'll get to it shortly.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Jimmy Page to ask what he would like his legacy to be.
So happy that we were able to stay together for as long as what we did, that to have made music that has meant a lot to people, to their lives, and really helped them through certain periods in their lives. It has given them such great positive times, and it's brought them great joy. Well, it was just the most wonderful thing to have been part of. It was a group that I know all musicians dream to have a group like that, or be playing in a band like that, or just even be playing in a band like that, or in the company of musicians like that. And also that whatever I've done as a producer or a songwriter or as a musician, an audible musician, that's an inspiration for others. As understanding that from having gone to Berkeley, it was quite overwhelming. But, that's a lifetime achievement for me. Right, thank you very much, everybody who's been listening.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Jimmy Page and all your favorite artists.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Fitz and the Tantrums to find out what their success means to them.
Our entire experience of being together has been a dream come true. A lot of bands don't get this opportunity. So every day we sit in gratitude, because we could still be singing at the Hotel Cafe. You know what I mean? So we feel very fortunate. We hope that we inspire other artists that are on the come up to do the same thing, to never say no, to work.
To not giving up.
Yeah, not getting out of line and just, holding it down for themselves and their love for the craft.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Fitz and the Tantrums and all your favorite artists.
Here we go, here we go.
Hear a song you love on your favorite iHeartRadio station? Give it a thumbs up, and our live programmers will use your feedback to make our station sound even better. Thanks for listening to iHeartRadio.
Delivering fascinating subjects, interesting talk, and boobs and fart jokes. AD on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, oh, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Oh, let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. So walk away, yeah.
So like we were talking about earlier, I'm not sure single men needed another reason to have sex with as many women as possible, but here you go. A new study of 3,200 men out of the University of Montreal has found that men who have sex with at least 20 different women have a significantly lower risk of prostate cancer. That's the idea. If you have sex with at least 20 different women, you're going to have a much lower risk of prostate cancer. Men who've had sex with at least the aforementioned 20 women apparently cut their risk of developing prostate cancer by 28% and were 19% less likely to get the most aggressive form of prostate cancer. Why? Well, researchers think it's because men that are active and having the most sex of anyone, even more than married guys, they think that they're getting a lot of action. If you're single and you're mingling and you've racked up some numbers, you're getting more action than married guys. I know married guys love to be like, oh, yeah, no, it's great having someone that I could just turn around and do it with. But, sorry, the myth is true. Your single friends really are getting significantly happier in the nether regions on a much more regular basis than you are, even though you, in theory, when you get married, have hot and cold running, doing it whenever you want it. Too bad, so sad, I'm sorry. So there have been links in the past that found climaxing during sex helps fight prostate cancer, and the dudes having sex with a bunch of different women are certainly taking care of that. But I don't know. I would imagine just, even if your wife is cold and frigid, as wives become after the first year and a half, I would imagine as long as you fire off some knuckle children on a regular basis, you would still get the same benefits as your single friends that are doing it with over 20 women. That would stand to reason, right? Do you think the amount... I guess it's probably harder once you get married to do that as well. Like, what are you doing in there? I know what you're doing. Don't you find me attractive anymore? Like, oh, no, this is just sort of like aerobics for my junk. It's nothing personal. You don't find me attractive anymore. Oh, no, of course I find you attractive. And, let me tell you, the snot and tears definitely make me want to do you right here, right now, sweetheart. Yeah. It's just, I just find you attractive all the time. Oh, look, I have prostate cancer. Thank you. The necessary sensitivity to stay married has caused me to get butt cancer. Fantastic. Where do I sign up? Oh, yeah, I definitely do. Oh, God. So men are apparently, besides the fact that we're more likely to get butt cancer, we're also, what Arnold Schwarzenegger said was true. We are a bunch of little girly men. Your grandpappy never would have groomed his chest hair. He never would have gone tanning. He never would have worn Spanx to smooth out his love handles. Here's the thing. You, sir, are not your grandfather. A new study finds that Men have rocketed past women and are now far more obsessed with how they look. Check it out. Funkhauser, do you groom a lot? Do you put a lot of effort into how you look?
Who, me?
Is that your thing?
I just mow the lawn.
You mow the lawn?
Yep.
Do you manscape at all?
Yeah, mow the lawn.
Oh, mow that lawn. I thought you were talking all the. I mow all the lawns. Right. Gotcha. I was not a lawnmower until I was not a lawnmower until I moved to Texas. I mean, I would keep it trimmed back, like to an acceptable non-Afro-esque type of situation south of the equator. Like I would keep it trimmed back because that's just polite. But I wouldn't do the full-on manscape until I moved to Texas, where it's hot and it's sticky and it's sweaty, and anything you can do to combat collections of sweat in intimate areas is a good idea. So once I moved to a climate like that, that's when I was like, yeah, this isn't good. Buzz, buzz, ouch! And let me be more careful when I do. Yeah. And then I became a fan of the old manscape because it truly does, in warmer climates, make things significantly more comfortable and palatable in the nether regions. And then I got into, do you gold bond? What's going on south of the equator? Are you into that?
No.
No gold bond, no baby powder?
No.
When I was in a band, I learned about the joys of gold bonding your cash and prizes. I can't tell you the name of the guy and what band he was in, but we were on tour with this band, and this one guy was absolutely notorious for being a bit of a lady killer. And before he went on stage, he would gold bond up his nuggets. He would gold bond what was going on, because there's a phenomena that if you talk to dudes in bands that tour on a regular basis, I can't say it on the radio, but it was gig junk. You get gig junk. Does that make sense? Like after you play the gig, you're all sweaty, the lights have been going, and it's weird because after you play a show in the world of rock and roll, there will never be a time where women are more likely to want to hop with reckless abandon onto your nether regions. Yet, there's probably never going to be a time where your nether regions are less socially acceptable than after you're done jumping up and down, screaming, yelling, and sweating. Like, it's not a good scene down there. And this one guy, because he believed the window of opportunity closed quickly, like you had to get right off the stage and start talking to a girl, and then you couldn't really excuse yourself to go shower and come back. What he did was he put gold bond on his cash and prizes. He gold bonded up the old nuggets, and he said that stopped him from sweating and being disgusting and objectionable when you were coming straight off stage and trying to get into someone's pants. So that was where I learned the gold bond secret. I never applied it for the same reason, but when I got to like the hot, sticky, sweaty climate, not only did I manscape, but I also started gold bonding up the old nuggets. And it feels fantastic on the huevos. It's tingly, it's comfortable, it keeps you fresh smelling. But here's the thing. You're going to be tempted if you ever try this on really hot days to, well, you get some relief from a little gold bond powder. So, you know, your natural inclination is to go, I'm going to get lots of relief from more gold bond powder. No, too much. In a sweaty condition, it becomes a paste, which is not attractive. It's not something that you want to walk around with in your pants, and it's also not something that washes off all that easily. If you haven't completely mown the lawn, as Funkhauser would say, it tends to clump up and stick into places, and it's not good. So the trick is to just gold bond the manberries up a little bit. If you're going to try it, don't overdo it. But yeah, as it turns out, men way more obsessed with how they look than women are these days. Men spend 15 total months over the course of their lives in the gym working out, 7 times longer than women, who spend 2 months. Men spend 2 years and 3 months of their lives showering. Women spend 1 year and 8 months. I think that might be because guys are more inclined to prevent prostate cancer, if you know what I mean, and I think you do, whilst they're in the shower. That's why we're a little slow moving in the mornings. Of course I find you attractive still, honey. You don't find me attractive. I wonder if I run the shower. higher.